All right, people, let's go. All right, we just had a Cowboys loss yesterday. It was 31-38. Cowboys, they looked pretty promising the whole game. Honestly, if we want to be honest, the Cowboys seem to have been the better team. Of course, I'm biased. I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm gonna say that, but if it, I hate to be that kind of fan and say if it wasn't for the referees gave the Seattle Seahawks a complete drive. I mean, if we want to put the blame on anything, let's go ahead and play the blame game. If we want to put the blame on anybody, that secondary is atrocious. The defense in general was horrible, but the secondary that was pretty bad. Like I don't think it could have got any worse than what we were seeing. I mean, blown coverages all over the place. Russell Wilson is not the quarterback you want to have those issues with. And maybe since it was Russell Wilson, they were actually a little shooken by that. Maybe they were overthinking some things. Don't know. But that was horrible. DJ Metcalf is a beast. He I don't see how he got to the Seattle Seahawks, but they got him, so and they needed him too. So pretty good for them. Kudos to them. We have CD Lamb, and maybe one day he'll be that good. Back to this defense, though, and more specifically, we wanna stay in context with the game because a lot of people have a tendency to just hate on people for no reason. Jordan Lewis, what the heck? Let me fix this so I can look in your eyes. Hopefully, you see this. What the heck? What the flying flip was that? This dude, it's okay that you got beat on the play because you're passing him to a safety. You pull the man's hand and yank it in a way that gives the referee he has no choice but to throw the flag. What the heck was that? Like you're a good cover cornerback. What did you need to do that for? And on sadly on the one play that Worley intercepts the ball. He gets hurt from it somehow. I don't see how he got hurt from it, but he intercepts the ball. That doesn't happen. And I think we've seen something similar to him. Worley is one of those players that he's been in the league, but he's learned a lot. He's a veteran. He seems to be that. He plays hard. He's a veteran. I'm not saying he's good. He's better than he's better than the scrub, and he makes decent plays sometimes. He made a play last week against Atlanta. He should have picked the ball off, but he missed it. Um, and as a result, that's the first quarter in the Atlanta game. As a result of that, we see Atlanta go on a 20-0 run, and we couldn't do nothing with that. Luckily, by the grace of God, we pulled that game out. Back to this week, we got to do better than that. And it wasn't just him. Brandon Carr came in and he had he had a PI pass interference on the tight end, I believe. But altogether, secondary is atrocious. I didn't even get on Xavier Woods for his rookie mistakes. He's a four. At this point, he's a 3 or 4 year. I think he's been in for three because he hasn't had a contract yet. But he's been in the league for 3 years. Brian Broaddus, great scout, great scouting report. Jeff Kavanaugh out for 105.3 The Fan. These guys hyped him up. I don't know for sure about Jeff Kavanaugh, but I know for sure Brian Broaddus. Xavier Woods, and I looked at the film myself. Xavier Woods was a very unnoticed safety coming out of Louisiana Tech. He was a very good, promising safety. He's just light in the butt. And he was very undersized. So, as a safety, that's going to be hard. I'll put it like this, and this is a little off topic, but we drafted a Michael Gallup, and he was very, very light. But do you see Michael Gallup in his NFL body now? And do you see Xavier Woods in his NFL body now? Somebody's more committed. I'm just saying. But that's really not the whole deal. The secondary does make you question, why haven't we signed Crazy Earl, as Mark Ingram calls him? We probably should entertain the thought of signing Crazy Earl at this point, because you have an attitude and a mentality of just better than what the heck we saw. I don't know what that crap was. I can't defend that. And Foots the King, kudos to you. There's a lot of people that said this. The secondary is going to be really bad. The Cowboys defense is going to be horrible. But I don't see that horrible part yet, because I saw a lot of, I would call it weird. One play in particular. Now, the game is still a fight. It was a fight the whole time. The Cowboys kind of let it get away from them when it was 30-15. Now, we'll talk about that person later, how it got to 30-15. But what the heck was that Jalen Smith penalty? That was a weird thing. They called the flag on Greg Olsen for stepping out of bounds and coming in and catching the ball. He can't be the first to touch the ball. Got you. One of the refs go to the other ref and say, hey, but Jalen pushed him. You look at the replay, they say it's illegal contact. I don't know why Jalen touched him anyway, but he did. He touched him, and with a little kind of force, not too aggressive. It wasn't a noticeable thing. As a linebacker and a tight end, you expect that. That's the crazy part. Now, if Bobby Wagner is pushing Cedric Wilson or CeeDee Lamb, who looks like a toothpick, and he flies, I see that. But this is not that. This is Jalen Smith pushing Greg Olsen a little bit. And from that, he staggers a little bit, regains his composure, starts to run up the sideline, and his right foot steps out of bounds before he catches the ball. And they said illegal contact. And I'm like, what was that? These look like the replacement referees remember that one year the referees went on strike? These are the replacement referees from that year. Because how do you come to that conclusion? That was very amateur-esque. Embarrassed for them. Like, for real. But, yeah, man, that's enough on the defense, because we saw what we saw and they are what we thought they were. Shout out to Dennis Green, R.I.P. Dennis Green. We are who we thought they were, and I'm not mad at that. We probably should honestly sign. We should look into signing Earl Thomas. I don't want to because of his character issues, but we should look into it. I almost shed a tear when Gerald McCoy went down, because I knew how important he was to that defense. And also, he recruited Dontario Poe. He was a focal piece, teaching. What you see with Tristan Hill now is some of Gerald McCoy's doing in the span of 2 months. He was an amazing teammate, and not only did he get hurt for the season, but the Cowboys did some. I almost said it. They did some very. Where I'm from, we call it grimy. They did some very grimy stuff. They cut him the next day after he had a season-ending injury. I don't like when teams do that. Don't see it very often, but they did it. Whatever. Gerald McCoy's out for the year, and he's no longer a Cowboy. So, big whoop. On the issue or the subject of Dontario Poe, did anybody see him? What I fear now, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. One of the fears that I have with Gerald McCoy is that he's an irreplaceable kind of player on a defensive line. He's strong and he's quick. And that was just a problem for guards, like to block. He's a very consistent player. And they're gonna miss him. Tyron Crawford cannot replace that. He is Tyron Crawford. He's the trash man. Not that he's trash, but he cleans up a lot of things. He used to make DeMarcus Lawrence good, but he ain't doing that now. But back to Dontario Poe. I think the thing is the reason why Dontario Poe came. They played in Carolina, I believe, last year together, and he followed Gerald McCoy. Gerald McCoy talked him into coming here, and I think a reason is because Gerald McCoy makes him better. I didn't know he made him. I did not know Gerald McCoy made Dontario Poe. So his 1-year contract, shout out to him, but he got to do better than that. I think he's better than that. I don't know what's going on, but one thing, this is going to be a longer video. First video, congratulations, yeah, first video. Finally got this out here. Dak Prescott. How do we say this? To those who are saying that you guys gotta stop hating on Dak Prescott. It's Dak Prescott every week. It's his fault. Now last week he won the game and now you're saying he can't play. Pump the brakes. All right. This isn't a campaign thing. We're not fans of a player like some people in the NBA. We're students of the game. All right. We're students of the game. And to analyze what he did and what he's doing is what we should be doing. Because guess what? He's on a contract here. He's a franchise quarterback, and we expect greatness. You want great money, we're going to expect greatness. And to put the team on your back like you did last week, that's one thing. And by the way, he did a great job last week. Now, he did help create that fire, but he put that fire out. Excuse me. Great job last week. I would say pretty good job this week, but when you lose, you see the things you should know already. Like, it highlights a lot of the, yeah, but we won type. You know, when we win, we're like, yeah, you should have did better, but at least we won. We didn't win this one, and you don't look too good. I'm gonna point out a couple of things. I don't want to be too long, but I'm gonna point out a couple of things. Dak, I always wanted him to be cerebral. I always wanted him to be dominant. I felt like he could be that with the right coaching. But we see some things that's just not adding up. The turnovers, they happen. I'm not gonna knock you for turnovers, man. But it's when they happen. You cannot have. Let me make sure that I stress this. Cowboy fans, you cannot have a turnover. It's making me mad. Still, it's the next morning and I'm getting mad again because it's a very dumb, idiotic play. All right? And that's easy for me to say. I'm not a quarterback. Guys, football is freaking hard, especially in the NFL. It lasts just like that. But you cannot have an interception on your side of the field close to your red zone while you're trying to drive in a 2-minute, you're trying to drive a 2-minute drill to go to steal some points for the other team. You cannot have an interception to where that turns into a 7-point swing. You cannot be down 16. You can't be down by 1 point. You have You have the ball going to score. Maybe even a field goal. The point is you're trying to take the lead. You're losing by a point. That is okay. You're trying to take the lead and you throw a pick. And just to be fair, I go back and I look at that play. The film hasn't came out yet, but we can look and see what happened and what he saw. Guys, some of you guys aren't football fans. Like some of you guys aren't like addicted. I am addicted. God help me. I know football, and some of you know football. You do not throw the ball inside anyways. Your preference would that if you're in a 2-minute drill, you don't want to throw the ball inside. It's pointless. You need to save timeouts because you want to do something down there in the red zone. That's what you're working to. You're throwing it inside to Amari Cooper. Yeah, duh. You know, he loves Amari Cooper. I love that. Don't get me twisted. But you're throwing it inside to Amari Cooper as he's cutting out of a route. Amari can run some routes into a safety. You're throwing into double coverage, sir. Inside. You're going inside, throwing double coverage. He jumped the route. You know why he jumped the route? Because he knew he could jump the route because there was a safety right there. He knew he could gamble. Now, if he didn't get the interception, it would have been a big play for Amari Cooper. But he gambled that because he had a safety. You know what Xavier Woods was supposed to do on that Tyler Lockett touchdown? That safety, I don't even know his name, did it. And as a result, he gambled. So, horrible play, horrible turnover, and you can see it written all over his face. They go down and score that's where the Greg Olsen flag comes in and all that bull crap. There's a bunch of farting sounds going on in that game. I don't know. But that's a 7-point swing. That's a demoralizing thing because what you guys don't get sometimes is that when the defense thinks they're good, they're going into halftime, they're fine, they've done their job, kind of. They did enough to sit on the bench and drink some water and talk about how bad they are. When you put them back out there, they're like, wait. They're not ready. Like, if somebody just puts you in a position where you're just not ready, that's not going to be good results. And they did try. They really do try to help him when he makes bad decisions. But that's okay. It's one bad decision. It's 25 to 15 or whatever it was. 22, I think, to 15. It wasn't that bad. Halftime, it's okay. 23. You come back. Out of halftime and knowing that you get the ball, praise God for that. But you come back out of halftime knowing that you got to put the ball in their end zone. And what do? Cough it up. People are starting to try to find excuses for quarterbacks fumbling when they're getting swiped. There is line issues with that. Okay. I give you that. But as Cowboy fans, we've seen, I'm a student of the game and a historian at that. As Cowboy fans, we've seen Orlando Scandrick hit the bull crap out of Aaron Rodgers in a playoff game as he swiped at the ball. Aaron Rodgers, grown man that mug, and almost busted the ball with his grip as we all wondered, he didn't fumble. We all football fans, we all saw that happen. He didn't fumble. And then we go to Dak and he fumbled. Man, you're gonna make a play or not. And I'm not a Dak hater. I'm really not. I love the guy. I love the story. I think the story is where I really want to see him succeed. He was a Cowboy fan, and I like Cowboy fans that are on the team. Dez is still a fan, and that is the weirdest thing to me. But I'm not a hater. I'm not a Dak hater. But I noticed things like that. And being a Cowboy fan for my whole life, I've seen some quarterbacks. I was an idiot that thought Drew Henson was going to be okay. Tony Romo shocked me. But when Tony Romo arrived, I was all for it. I cried. Oh my gosh. Man. When he dropped that freaking ball in Seattle. Off topic, guys, listen. Tony Romo had amazing pocket awareness. Amazing, outstanding pocket awareness. He was cerebral in that. He might have got out of the chaos in the pocket to throw a pick. That happened a lot. But he got out. Dak, if you go back and you look at that last drive, he has horrible pocket awareness. I take that back. It's not horrible. It's just not as good as it could be. Russell Wilson, amazing. You might not ever graze him. Mind you, they did get 4 sacks on him. Very good job on that part. Alden Smith is who I thought he was. So I knew he was going to be like that. But yeah, Dak is missing that, and I think the coaches need to help him with that. I don't know how, but he's drifting into defensive lineman, and he doesn't have to. A lot of the side over here on the left side for him is open a lot, and it's not open for you to run. It's just open for you to get more time and look down the field. What he did was he drifted. Now, the last play, the one where he threw the pick, he drifted into the right where I forget the lineman's name because we're shuffling linemen. Shout out to Zach Martin, Brandon Knight. Those guys are really doing a good job to me, but somebody got beat. And they didn't just get beat. They held their own, but they can't, the defensive player got the best of them, and he came in to the middle. The defensive player was able to get free in the middle. Well, guess where Dak was drifting? To the middle. He had the whole left side of the pocket and all that to do what he wanted. Now, kudos to this amazing quarterback, Captain America 2.0. Yeah, cool. That's great. He escapes the tackle from a defensive lineman. He didn't fall. He didn't let his knee hit the ground. Did no elbow hit the ground. He's amazing with his balance. And he drifted to where he should have been already. Now, the difference between elite and very good is just that. He ended up getting where he needed to be. But he should have already been there. Well, you're asking him to be great. You're asking him to be flawless. Yeah. Because we've seen it from Russell Wilson. We've seen it from Aaron freaking Rodgers, who is a free agent next year. We've seen it from Drew Brees. Lord forbid we see it from Jimmy Garoppolo. God dog it. Of course, we see it from Pat Mahomes and maybe sometime Lamar Jackson. But if you want to be elite, you want to get paid like that, you have to be there before. You have to already be where you're supposed to be. It may be the very difference in winning and losing. Last and final point. They were down 28-31, and something was happening. I don't know what that was. But the Cowboys are driving. Troy Aikman even said it. The Cowboys should be feeling really confident right now. They just drove down and scored on. Remember, they were down 30-15, and they roared back, making it 28-31. But something happened when they got in the red zone or close to it. Something happened. I don't know what that was with Kellen Moore. It was I don't even know if he was calling those plays, but they kept throwing it deep to Michael Gallup to the right side. It was very alarming what that was. it was a stall like I've never seen. It just made no sense. It was very coaching like. It wasn't player stuff. It was coaching, pretty much. And that was a scary sight to see because the Cowboys had full momentum just like they had in an Atlanta game. But this was different because it was like, I'm going to give it to you like this. They had 5 minutes left in the game. And I think real football fans and Cowboy fans are looking like, man, they got 5 minutes. They're in control. They're about to score a touchdown, pretty much, because they are killing this defense. This defense, Seattle's defense was horrible, but they are killing this defense, and we have a decision to make. Are we going to milk the clock and go for the touchdown so we don't give Russell Wilson any time to do what he know he's going to do, or are we going to try to score as fast as possible? And I think they were still trying to think it through. Remember, it's 5 minutes left. The Cowboys are in full control, and they did not go to Zeke. Zach Martin was at right tackle, and they did not run behind him. I don't want to scream because Bobby Wagner and Smith, they were killing that one, but you can run behind Zach Martin. I don't know. And I know the box was not full because they had to stop all those receivers that were killing them. I don't know how you, as an offensive coordinator or Mike McCarthy, offensive specialist, quarterback specialist, can sleep with that one. What the heck was that? But hey, at the end of the day, God is still good. We're all breathing because I'm talking and you guys are listening. So that's a good sign. First video, I had to get this off my chest. It's very therapeutic too. So thank you guys for listening. This is going to be a great ride. But man, we have got to do better. I think the Cowboys, however, I do think the Cowboys will be one of the top teams in the NFC. We may have just saw the best team in the NFC, hopefully. But that's it, guys. Don't lose confidence. Don't lose hope. The Cowboys are not the end-all, be-all. You have a life, and don't let this ruin your week. Besides, we play the Browns next week. It's not as easy as it used to be. Hope they win. That's my time. Peace.